Okay, today we are going to have Grandma and Grandpa Dudley teach us how to make their apple pies.
Okay, here are the materials for the pie crust. Robin Hood flour, cold, tender flaked lard, and we'll go with that. Okay, 5 cups of Robin Hood flour.
Has started this fancy little contraption that he has.
5.
Watch this. So you'll see that different apples go differently on this stuff, but the idea is it peels, cuts, slices, and cores.
We're going back. Okay, we have 5 cups of flour in here. We have 1/2 of a teaspoon of baking powder, like so. Okay, we have 2 tablespoons of brown sugar,
Packed.
sort of like that.
Okay.
1, 2. Okay, I'm gonna stir that up like so. I'm going to get the liquid ready. 1 egg. 1 egg in a cup, measuring cup. 1 egg. Put away the eggs. 1 tablespoon and about 3/4 of vinegar, like so, maybe just a scant tablespoon. Okay, so that's 1 egg and 1 3/4 tablespoons of vinegar. And into your flour stuff, you add it to 1 cup of cold water. Okay, the tender flake lard that we took out of the fridge, the lard, I cut it up like so, pretty small, because it works up better. Like after I've cut it up like that, I put it into the flour mixture, like so. Pie blender. Anyway, okay, so anyway, I do that pretty small, and then she'd start working it with her fingers. And that's what Norma does when Norma makes her pie crust, so that's what I do. But I'm cutting it first, so it looks about like that. See, you can see some pretty big pieces of lard. And you go like this. And you keep doing that until it's about the size of peas. And you just keep doing this until you've got that. So now,
Okay, now
For-
that's gonna do the.
3 pies, 6-inch pies.
This is the size of pie tin you need.
that's the size we've been
6
using.
6-inch and not deep dish. Just a nice 6-inch pie. Okay.
Okay, you peel the apples, core the apples, and then they're ready to be grated. Put it on here. This is
We sent for those new ones and they came right from Israel.
Oh. Look at that.
Then you take that. Now it's ready to be grated. Right there with the other apples, and you just pull off the core, and you're ready to
This
go.
is after Mom's been working this literally for like 5 minutes.
Okay, and see there's still some, well, you're squeezing this together so it almost looks like lard, but it's really just pieces you've squeezed. Okay, now that's about what your stuff will look like when you mix the liquid into it. There's what it looks like. Now I'm gonna take my egg with my vinegar and I'm going to fill it up with cold water. And be careful not to put more than 1 cup. And it is supposed to be cold, so. Norma came, Aunt Norma, who makes wonderful pie. She came one day and told me how you work it with your hands. See, now there's all the liquid that's going into that, and it's done. Now, if you try and roll that without working it, it's almost impossible. So, you try and work it through, all through like that. See how that's getting a little bit better, like still work together. But there's still lots of stuff that hasn't been touched. Okay, I feel like most of it's been touched. Okay, I'm gonna try and make 2 or 3 balls. See that? There's one. Now we're ready to roll. So I put this wonderful pie rolling cloth that Hillary made. Is just wonderful. Okay, so I take a little piece of dough, and I've done enough pies that it looks like about that much will probably do a bottom. And I'm not afraid to squeeze it together again, like that. And you even might see some lard and stuff that isn't all mixed up, and that's okay too. So I'm gonna put it there, okay? So I'm just gonna turn it over. And it's got quite a bit of flour on it, but because there was only 5 cups, it doesn't ever seem to make any difference. So that's good. I pretty well know that that is about big enough to go on one of these pie crusts. It's your pie crust. I'm gonna put that right in there and put it right there and put it down in. And if
large, I've done 5 large gala apples. And I got a little bit here that I didn't get grated because it fell off. So I'll take this. I have another thing here, but this is probably what everybody has. I'll put that on there. And it doesn't matter if there's one large piece of apple. Here is 5 large apples. That's how many chopped apples you have from 5 large apples. Now, seasoning, what I do with our apple pies, and we use quite a bit of cinnamon. It just seems to make them kind of a little bit better than good, but Diane doesn't always agree. Anyway, this is how much cinnamon I put on a bowl is, so you can judge that. I don't know how much it is, but I kind of cover the top. And then Diane kind of thinks I'm putting too much on, but I'm not.
It's up to you whether you like lots or a little bit of cinnamon.
If you don't like a lot of cinnamon, don't put this much on, but this is about how much I will make. We might have 4 small pies in here. All right. And then sugar. Okay, as I mentioned before, gala apples are sweeter. With ours, which are quite tart,
These ones.
we use
Those are off the tree.
a 1/2 cup, and this is a 1/4 cup, but it's filled only about half full, so I use a 1/2 and a 1/4. With the gala apples, they're a lot sweeter, so I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of sugar and a little bit extra. So it'll be a little more than a 1/4 cup, and I think that'll be sweet enough. But you can taste it, see if it is. And then all you do is take a fork and just mix it up. Doesn't take very long to do it. Sometimes a little bit. Just a scant, whatever that is.
Just a few more shakes.
A few more
Dad
shakes.
orders kind of like Martha Stewart. If you've ever watched her, she says 3/4 cup and she goes whoop.
Yummy.
I'm going to taste this, and I'm going to taste it with this fork, and then I'm going to get another fork for the next batch, so don't think that I'm tasting it.
Here, just taste it with this spoon and then put it aside.
All right. Susie, do you want my germs?
It's okay. What do you think?
You tell me what you think. You think it should be a little sweeter? I don't, but you might like it a little sweeter.
No. I like it a little less sweet. That's good.
Okay. Now we fill them, and we fill them a little bit above the top. It's usually about 3, maybe 4.
I never tell Grandpa what to do on the filling of the apples.
A little bit above the top as it cooks down. 3 pats of butter. I just use a spoon. About that much, maybe a little bit less. Butter is in 3 places, then just you want the top to stick, so you just go around here with your finger and make this a little damp, and it sticks real good. And there, now it's ready for Diane.
And then he hands it back to me, and I sit it over here, and I've already got a top kind of roll. Okay, then I just go like this, because it's already got the water on it. And I just go in with one finger and back with another, like so. And then you just go along and you cut off all this dough. That pie's, whoops, that's not very nice, but anyway, it's okay. We're just showing you, and this is kind of how our pies look sometimes. And then I just go 1, 2, 3, however you want. And Tatum was here, she made trees and designs, whatever. And then I just put them in put it in a baggie, put it there, and we get ready to put it in the freezer.
We have put the pie in the freezer, and it's frozen now. These freeze, put in these plastic bags, Diane. We've got it all frozen. Now we've got it out of the freezer, and we'll show you how to cook this pie.
And how long would you cook it if it went straight into the oven and you didn't freeze it?
I'd cook it just same time.
I cooked
Maybe
it.
5 minutes
Do
less.
exactly the
5
same,
minutes less.
whether it's frozen or whether it's not. You pour it right on there.
You can brush it. I just want to do it like this because I don't like brush it. It takes too long. Okay, you got your milk on there.
Nice.
Now it's off. Now it's ready to go in the oven, except we have to do one thing, and this is very important. I take about that much, maybe not quite sometimes, but usually that much. And I sprinkle it on the top of this little pie. Put it on a pie plate. You put your heat to 360.
65 if it's frozen.
Oh. Alright.
And then you put it in the oven. You put your timer and 65. An hour and 5 minutes. And then you bring them out. You let them sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, and you have one choice, but some people like 2 choices. The one choice is you go cut a big slab of mild cheddar cheese. Or if you're like Tim, you go find some vanilla bean ice cream. And he has vanilla bean ice cream with his.
I say it's wonderful. And I'll tell you another thing. If you have a flop, don't quit. Just do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
All right.
No, here.
Look at this flaky pie crust that you thought you might have overworked. Nope, you didn't overwork. Look at that. It's
Now, if Tim was eating it, he'd just dig in and eat the whole thing.
delicious. Oh my gosh. That's when it's so yummy. Delish, hey?
That is mighty fine, if I have to say so myself. We don't have a lot for your inheritance, but we will copy this recipe and put it in an envelope with every one of your names on it. And this will be your inheritance from Brian and Diane.
Enjoy it.